Hello guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today we are going to discuss about my ISER Pune PhD interview experience. So let's start. Okay, so I had my first round of interview at ISER Pune. It was an online interview. Before discussing about the interview, we shall discuss about the shortlisting criteria. So to get shortlisted for the interview at ISER Pune, while you fill up the form, they ask two mandatory questions, like they ask you about the dream problem, that on if you get an opportunity to perform a research on a topic, so what is your dream problem. So you have to discuss everything about it, like why should we perform the research on that topic, what are the benefits of that research, like all the literature review kind of thing. So that was the first question, and second question was to design a study. That is, you have to discuss about the hypothesis, about the methodology that you are going to use to perform that research problem. So based on these two questions, you will be getting shortlisted. So you need to think deeply about it, and you need to write about it. Like I wrote about the neurodegenerative disease, and so I got shortlisted. One of my friend wrote about the cancer. So I don't know why, but she was not shortlisted for the interview. I got shortlisted on 17th June. There was my first round of interview, and so there was a panel, like there was a sir, there was a ma'am. So they told me to introduce myself. I introduced myself. While introducing, I told them that I had a master's degree in microbiology, and during my master's I had performed a dissertation on the topic isolation and characterization of engineer degrading bacteria. So they basically told me to explain that topic in brief, like what I had performed, what kind of methodology I had used, and what conclusion. So briefly they told me to explain it. So while I was explaining that, they were asking questions in between from that dissertation only. So my first round was basically on dissertation, like all the question were from this dissertation. So if you are preparing for the PhD interviews, you have to prepare the dissertation topic very thoroughly. Like you should have information about each and every step about the literature review, and you need to read everything about it. You need to think about every question that can be asked from that. You need to think deeply, you need to write those questions, you need to revise those questions, do everything. But uh, study about your dissertation very thoroughly if you are applying for PhD interview, and if you are telling them that you had performed dissertation, if you are discussing with them, and if you are telling them that you had performed dissertation, then be prepared that every question are going to be asked from that dissertation, and they can ask you any question, any question. So be prepared for that. So they asked me question in my first round from my dissertation topic only, and I was discussing about the introduction. Then I told them the methodology. So when I told them about the methodology, I told them that I had incubated my media at this particular temperature. So that ma'am asked me that why did you use this particular temperature only. Like I told them I had incubated my medias at 30 degrees Celsius. So ma'am asked me that why did you use only this temperature only. Then she asked me about the contamination, that why didn't you got any contamination on the media, like you must have got any contamination. Then my study was focused only on bacteria, like the isolation of bacteria. It was not concerned about the fungi. So sir asked me that why you were focused only on bacteria, and why you could have studied about the engineer degrading fungus. So I had answered that question. Then told them that in this media I had used engine oil as a sole carbon source in order to isolate those bacteria that can degrade engine oil, so that we can use them for bioremediation purpose. So sir asked me, if you won't add engine oil, bacteria won't grow or it will grow. So I told them that no, bacteria won't grow without the carbon source, as carbon source is very important. It is the backbone of the macromolecule, and without the carbon source, bacteria can't grow, bacteria can't reproduce, it can't synthesize nucleic acid, protein, lipids. So I give them the answer. Then he asked me, like, I told him that I had only tentatively identified this bacteria because at that time COVID was there, and because of COVID, I was not able to perform 16s rRNA sequencing, and because of that, I can't determine the confirm identity of the isolate. So then sir asked me, if you want to determine the confirm identity apart from 16s rRNA technique, what other technique you can use? So I answered that question, and asked me the difference between the bacteria and archaea. So I answered that question, that bacteria consist of peptidoglycan and archaeal cell wall don't have peptidoglycan. Bacterial cell wall has different composition, like it consists of N-acetyl glucosamine and N-acetyl muramic acid, whereas archaea consists of N-acetyl glucosamine and N-acetyl telosaminic acid. Then this kind of differences that they have asked, I told them that there is also the fatty acid composition difference between the two. In bacteria, fatty acid are ester link, whereas in archaea they are ether link. So I gave them that answer, and after that they asked me about the media composition, that how did I prepare the media, what kind of components I had used, what was the media name. Apart from that media, what else I could use, what was the soil samples, what was the source of the study. So they asked each and every question from my dissertation. Apart from this, they asked me, like, how could you further extend this study, like what further experiment can you perform on this study. So I answered that question. Then sir told me to draw a graph. Yeah, it was an online interview, but still he told me to take the pen and paper and draw the graph. He gave me an equation, like he gave me y is equal to 1 minus x. So my maths is not that strong, and I need time to think. So at that time I got blank, like uh, what he is telling, and y is equal to 1 minus x, and I was not able to proceed. So I told sir that I am not able to proceed and I am getting confused, like how to draw the graph from this equation. I know that this is a basic maths, but I need time to think, like so that sir really helped me, like he helped me to solve that equation. Like he told me that 1 minus x, what if the x is 0, then what is the value of 1, and what if x is 1, then what is the value of 5. So based on that, according to that, I have to plot the graph. So I had plotted the graph and showed to him. So he was like, okay. And then the first round of interview ended. Then on the next day, that is 18 June, the list of the shortlisted candidates was uploaded on the website, and I was surprised to see that I got shortlisted. I got happy, and then on the next day, that is on 19 June, we had our second round of interview. In the second round of interview, so it was also online, and there was a panel. So first of all, they also asked me to introduce myself, and this time there was a different panel as compared to the first interview. So they also asked me to introduce myself. So I had introduced myself, and in the introduction I also shared with them that I had did my masters in microbiology, and during my masters I had completed the dissertation on this topic. So they also started asking questions, like basic questions from my dissertation. That sir asked me, the first question was, what is engine oil? So I answered that question. After that, I started explaining more about the dissertation that I had performed. Then he asked me the question that why these bacteria are capable of degrading the hydrocarbon, what they have that make them distinct from other organisms. They possess this capability of degrading the hydrocarbon. So I answered them that these bacteria may possess the enzymes. They have the genes for these enzyme, and because of the production of the enzyme, they are capable of degrading these hydrocarbons. So now, as they heard the word enzyme now, so they move towards the enzyme topic. So then sir told me to draw a graph of enzyme kinetics of enzyme activity versus temperature. So he politely asked me to draw a graph. I had drawn the graph and showed him. He asked me the reason, that what is the reason that you had drawn such kind of graph. So I had give him the perfect reason for drawing such kind of graph, and he was like, okay, yeah, you are right. I told him that there is an optimum temperature at which an enzyme move, and so as further as we increases the temperature, the enzyme activity increases, and then there is the optimum temperature at which the enzyme shows its maximum activity. So at that temperature, at that optimum temperature, the enzyme activity will be maximum, and then as we increase more temperature, the enzyme activity will be decreased, and so finally it will decline. So I had drawn that graph. I told him that there is an optimum temperature at which an enzyme move, and so as further as we increases the temperature, the enzyme activity increases, and then there is the optimum temperature at which the enzyme shows its maximum activity. So at that temperature, at that optimum temperature, the enzyme activity will be maximum, and then as we increase more temperature, the enzyme activity will be decreased, and so finally it will decline. So I had drawn that graph. So he asked me about the optimum temperature of the enzyme that my isolates could possess, like hypothetical. So I told him that maybe they possess 30 degrees Celsius temperature, because I have incubated my media at 30 degrees Celsius, and maybe because the my isolates are producing the enzyme at that temperature. And so I have also discussed about the optimum temperature range at which my enzyme could work. So they were like, yeah, okay. So from this, we can see that the dissertation topic is very important. Like, if you are sharing with them that you had performed dissertation on this particular topic, then you need to be a pro at that topic, that you need to know each and every detail of that particular study that you had done, from media composition to conclusion to contamination, everything, every single thing. You need to have a logical reason. Like, you don't need to be perfect or correct, but what you are telling them should be logically correct. Like, it should make a logic. They will ask you the question. They know that you may not know the answer of that questions, but you have to try. You need to think logically. Your answer should be logically correct, even if it is not perfect, even it may be wrong, but you should try. Like, आपको चुप नहीं रहना है. So after that, sir, there was a ma'am. Ma'am asked me like, have you ever performed any molecular biology techniques? So I told ma'am like, I haven't performed any molecular biology technique personally, but during our masters, that we have to perform molecular biology techniques in groups. Like, so I had performed PCR, but that was in group. And ma'am asked me like, have you ever performed molecular biology technique in this dissertation? So I told them like, no, haven't performed any molecular biology technique in dissertation, but yeah, during masters, I we had performed that technique in group. Like PCR, I had performed PCR technique. So ma'am started asking question from PCR. Like, she gave me a sum to solve. Like, she told me like, suppose if you are having 10 molecules of double-stranded DNA, could you please find out how many molecules of the double-stranded DNA will be present at the end of 20 PCR cycles. So I use the formula, and final is equal to n initial multiplied by 2 is to n, where small n is equal to number of cycle, and n initial is 10 DNA molecules. So from that I told the ma'am that by using this formula we can get the exact number of the DNA molecule that will be present after 20 cycles from the 10 molecules of double stranded DNA. So she was like okay. She was like then she was like, now I am giving you a 5 single stranded DNA molecules. Now if you have to perform the PCR technique, how many molecules will you get at the end of the cycle? So then she asked me, okay, will you be able to perform PCR using a single stranded DNA molecule? I was like, we can perform PCR from single-stranded DNA molecule. Like there are modification of PCR techniques available, and I shared with her about the anchored PCR technique, in which we can use anchored primer. So I was like, yeah, we can perform the PCR from single-stranded DNA molecule, but we can't use single-stranded DNA molecule directly in PCR. First, we have to convert this single-stranded DNA molecule into the double-stranded DNA molecule, and then we can perform the PCR. So she was like, yeah, okay. There was one another sir, he showed me a slide in the online interview, and that slide consists of 4 options. Like there was 10 amino acid peptide, there was 10 base pair double stranded RNA molecule, 10 base pair single stranded DNA molecule, and there was a 10 base pair nucleotide. So he asked me to arrange this in ascending order of the molecular weight, like which one will have the lowest molecular weight to the highest. So I had solved that question. I told him that the 10 amino acid peptide will have the lowest molecular weight, and then there will be the uh, 10 10 nucleotide DNA, then there will be 10 base pair single stranded DNA, and heaviest would be the 10 base pair double stranded RNA. He asked me the reason, so I explained him the reason that uh, base pair means there are 2 fragments, and as it is RNA has one oxygen extra, so it would be having the higher molecular weight than DNA. So that's how my interview has ended. I don't know whether I will get select or not, but yeah, this interview experience was really really good, and more than the interview, I was really enjoying the process. Like I was feeling really blessed, like I got this opportunity to interact with such highly qualified and experienced scientists. Like I was really enjoying the process. Okay, so here we are done, and for such informative video, please don't forget to subscribe my channel. For any information, you can comment down on this video.